Okay, recording started. Let me know if you can see my screen here now, right? So what we are doing here is currently so I'll connect to SAP system. So this is SAP remote system we are connecting. Parviz, right? For your first name is Parviz, right? So
Afra.
we are connecting. Okay, Afra. So we are connecting to SAP system.
Okay.
For this, you don't need any software. Okay, because we are going to connect remote system. You need only the remote desktop app will be there in our
Okay.
Windows terminal. This is a remote desktop where you can find the SAP login credentials here. This is where you are connecting the SAP system.
Okay.
So these IDs will be given uniquely to you people. Okay, so this is the SAP system now.
Okay.
So this place we call as a transaction navigator. So we can go to from one transaction to other transaction. Transaction is the we can say as a group of skills. Transaction T code called transaction code T code.
Yeah.
If I go to SC11, this topic we are doing currently. This is ABAP dictionary. So this is the where the entire SAP is controls by this concept. Not only the ABAP, the entire SAP is on this concept because all the data types, right? Everything will be fall under this concept.
Okay.
So what we are doing here. So this first one is for creating the database custom table. So this we have done already. You can go to the previous videos. You can create your own table now. So this is for creating the tables, our own tables, or we can see SAP standard tables. This one here. This one I am doing currently. This is for the views, where you can have the views in the runtime. The data will come into the view, and you can call that view in the ABAP program. And this data type we have done already. This is global data types. So that you can create here and you can use in the ABAP program and in the tables also. This topic we have done. This is type group, very small topic. I have not started this one, very small topic. This domain also a small one. Already we have done this topic to define the data type. This search help I have not done, so I will be doing that today and tomorrow, next class tomorrow. Okay, and this is yet to done. We have not yet done this topic. Block of this will be after a few days. It will be done. Okay, this is the thing actually. If you go to here, in the SAP point of view, this will be the ABAP program. This is the ABAP program we are going to write here. And this is our ABAP dictionary SC11. ABAP dictionary. So whatever you are going to do, create here, those things you can access in the ABAP program. And this is where this is SAP architecture. This is SAP architecture presentation layer. This is application layer. This is the DB layer. This is the SAP architecture. We call as R3 architecture. So through this layer, we are going to interact the SAP system, where you will be written the program and user is going to access the system through this. Execution will process will happen here. This is the DB layer where all the data will store here. So what is this SC11 is through this presentation layer. Once you
Mm.
create a table, your table, once you activate the table, activation will happen here. Table will go and sit in the database layer. Table and data both will be available here. So SAP what they made is not to connect to DB layer for database related activities. You can do through this SC11 transaction code. That's the concept of SC11. SC11. Okay.
Mm.
Now here in continuation of the there we are doing the views concept actually database views. So there are 4 types of views. One is we call as database view. This we have done already. Second one is projection view. Third one is maintenance view. Right. Next one is help view. These are the different types of views in SAP. Basically, view is a virtual table. This database view, now we don't use it database view because a new concept has come in S/4HANA, CDS view. It's called as CDS view. This projection view is very limited usage even earlier also. Only one table you can make it few fields to be available. This one here. This is I showed last session now. I will show now also quickly. This is where the backend all SAP created backend maintenance view for the standard data creation. Okay, like what the data creation data is, there are 3 types of data in SAP. This all I explained already in the earlier sessions about the data. One is master data. Second one is transaction data. Transaction data. Third one is customizing data. This customizing data means like creating the company code, planned storage location, those type of information we call as the customizing data. That customizing data SAP has developed through by using the maintenance view concept backend like this. Through the maintenance view, customizing data will go to SAP database tables. This is SAP database table. This is SAP standard database tables. Standard means SAP provided tables. SAP standard database tables. The data will go to here. Okay, I'll show you quickly one maintenance view backend quickly. Suppose you want to create you means SAP business people will create the new company information in SAP. For that, go to here, go to SPRO. This task will not be done by the SAP ABAP people. This will be done by SAP functional people, but the backend code is ABAP only. Are you getting my point? What I'm trying? Any questions here?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So I'll go to here. Okay. These all steps for the SAP functional people here. So they'll create first when SAP project is started. So these are the steps SAP functional will do by working along with the SAP users actually. Users. This is the typical workflow in SAP projects. The work, how it works in the day-to-day projects is here ABAP developer. We are the ABAP developer. Here SAP functional here. STMM, all this. And here SAP user here. So these people will give the business requirements. And that business requirements, they will create configuration called like company code creation, company and all is called configuration. So these people will do. And if any new program should be created and all, they will ask the ABAP people to create it. This is the flow of the work in the projects. These people will interact closely with together SAP functional and ABAP people here. And these people will interact with the users for day-to-day business point of view. This everyday activity that is will be going happen any SAP project.
So the company code is created by SAP functional people.
Correct. Backend
Okay.
code is ABAP code.
Hmm.
Everything
Code.
whatever you see SAP, this is entire thing is backend is ABAP code only.
Ha.
ABAP SAP's own programming language.
Hmm.
How that exactly what that ABAP is? SAP has developed their own programming language, not to depend any other programming language, not on C, not Java, or not C++, nothing. They have their
Hmm.
own programming language. That's why we call ABAP is Advanced Business Application Programming,
Hmm.
because SAP is for business applications. Business
Uh-huh.
applications means what could be the
Enterprise.
business purpose? Enterprise
Yeah.
application.
Hmm.
Enterprise means for all type of business activities will be doing in the day to day, like sales activities, purchasing activities, invoice activities, billing activities, delivery activities. So all this is called SAP industry business process. For that, SAP has developed their own software. That is what SAP.
Oh.
Typically, for the ERP software, enterprise resource planning. There are hundreds of SAP modules are there in SAP. So all models they have developed by thinking that what is required for the industry. And this is
Mhm.
the package software, means it is being designed for the industry.
No.
Packaged software. It is not an open software. They have used ABAP, they have used it. Okay, now I'll create one new company information. Click on definition. Go to here. Financial accounting. This financial accounting, this company information and all SAP, as a FICO people will create this one. After
Okay.
discussing with the business users, they will do this activity here. And this icon has come, right? All this, how it has come, all these features is using the ABAP code only. SAP has
Hmm.
written this, SAP company. Now you click on define company here. That will get a screen where you can create or where they will project, the SAP function will people will create a new company information when they go for the SAP new project implementation. New company. Suppose I have my company, for example. My company, I'm going to implement SAP. Okay, so I'll give you information of my company. Then we'll map my company information inside the SAP system. Okay. Now these are the different companies has been created in this system. This is a training system. The dummy data, all this, whatever is you see here is not a real business system, right? This is the training purpose, demo system. We call it demo system. Click on new entries here. You get a pop-up here. Okay. Now you can create your new company name. This is my company name. So this is the address I'm giving here. This is pin code, postal code, PO box, postal code, city, Bangalore, country, language key, currency. So what I'm doing, I'm creating the information. Right? Everything is whatever you do in the IT is it stores some information. So this company information is going to store in the database table. Simple. This is the flow. flow of SAP is every day, whatever the activity doing in SAP, this is the flow. This is called as the business transaction code. User will use this business transaction code day to day. Day to day company we don't create, but day to day business activities will be doing, right? Maybe the sales, invoice, billing. You can imagine, right? All of you. You can imagine what will be happening in day to day typical industry, right? Purchasing, sales, all these things. The user will enter all the information, and then I click on save button here. The moment they click on save button, it will go and sit in the data in the database table here. This is SAP database tables. How this will transfer? Because SAP has written the code here. This is written by through ABAP backend, and go and sit the data in the database tables. This is SAP database tables. Now we'll see this flow. Okay. Save it here. The moment when you save it, it asks the transport request. What is the purpose of this transport request? Janamajaya.
Or when we create any object like any program or table that is created as per the business requirement. So the end user we have to do something which end user will means use. So in order to do that, end user uses the production environment, and the functional people or testers will test in the quality environment, and the above development will be done on the development system. In order to transport the object from development to quality and quality to production, transport request is generated.
But this is not an object.
Okay.
This is the data we are creating.
Yes, yes, yes.
So there are two transports. There are two transport requests. This is the transport request. The transport request. One is ABAP workbench request we call. ABAP workbench request. The second transport request is customizing request. You can see here, customizing request here. This is adding here. Customizing request. This will store all your programs. Tables, data elements. Programs, tables, data elements. What are data elements we have done earlier classes? What is that? Domains. All this is stored in the ABAP workbench request here. Whatever the ABAP people will do, those things will store under this workbench request. Okay. Whatever the SAP functions will do here. This is called customizing task. Customizing task. Nothing but to store configuration. We call as terminology configuration. To store configuration details, we'll use this TR, transport request, for all the tasks doing by SAP functionals. We'll store here. We'll store under this TR. TR means transport request. This is the concept now. Whatever the day-to-day SAP functions will store, do it. That will go under customizing request. Whatever the ABAP people is going to do, this will go to ABAP workbench request. What is this transport request is? This is the flow. In the real-time projects, we'll be having SAP dev system. What could be dev means?
Development.
This is SAP quality system. And this is SAP production system. So this is what we call SAP project landscape in real-time terminology. SAP landscape we call here. This is the flow. Once you do the programs here, you test here, everything test works fine, you deploy here so that the day-to-day business will happen here. This is the day-to-day business here. Day-to-day business will execute in this system. In this system. In this system is the testing. What is testing purpose?
Whatever development is done or made in the development system, those the functional consultants will have access to the quality system to test the development, whether it is working fine or not.
Yes, so that if you don't test, it will not, we don't know it will work the functionality, what has been designed or not. This is the flow here. So if your program, right, you want to move from here to here, and to here, you need a transport request, programs, and customizing data. Okay, now press enter here. Data has been transferred. See, can you see the message data has been saved?
Yes.
How do you know what is the database table where it has been saved is in SAP? There is one concept. If you press F1, you'll get a documentation and the table information both. It will show where you are storing the data. Press F1 here. You'll get a pop-up here. Right? Click here. You'll get a technical information here. Then you can see the table name here. You see the table name here. What the table name is showing here?
The B_T880.
It could be a table or it could be a view. By seeing the name of that, by seeing the name, right? It could be V means they might have created a view. How do I know? Double click here. Do you see it is a view or not here? You see here? What type of view here? Maintenance view. What table in the background? This. Right? This is the table here. Right? The data will go finally into this table. Again, double click here. Go to contents. Right? You can see your company name, what I just now created just now. I can search here, right? MRAS. This is what I created just now, right here. Execute. This is the data. This is the flow. What happened? This is the flow. Business transaction code. You click on save button. Data has been transferred to this table here. So which table the data went? It went to T880. The backend flow is, this is the maintenance view. This is the maintenance view here. SAP created. This SAP created view is responsible to transfer data from here to here. Any questions here? So whatever I am doing, right, you should do practice, play the session, and then you can practice what I am doing the same way for every class. Then it will be very effective, the learning. And also I'm giving a lot of the homeworks also. If you do practice that, the more concepts will be clear and you understood the subject and data point of view, because very important to understood how the data flows. Okay. So now I can create our own, right? I was telling about the types of data, right? Master data, transaction data, customizing data. Which data is example of master data? Day to day, whatever the business is doing, right? All business activities will be involving either this data in creation or this data or this data. This data is high level data. Very first, we don't create every day, right? Because suppose I have a company or company code, I will create the data. Unless I start one more company, I don't create that one. But this is every day I will be creating master data, creating vendors, so customers, so right? All these things. What data will come under master data in general? Not only SAP point of view.
Oh, employee ID.
Oh, employee information. What about the employee information? Suppose you join into a company. So the first day they will maintain all your information, employee information. Under employee information, all the things will come: employee number, employee name, right? Employee salary, date of birth, date of join, right? Address, present, permanent, your PAN card number, all the things. Okay. Whereas if you take your other information, other is also master data, right? It will not change frequently. Very simple master data means the data which will not change frequently. Next, your other data. What else? Your PAN card data. PAN card data also.
Okay.
And vendor data. So for example, vendor data is, okay. So I'm a trainer for Capgemini. So I'm a vendor or customer to Capgemini.
You are a vendor of Capgemini.
I'm vendor to Capgemini. So my information will maintain in the Capgemini as a vendor. Okay. I have my company. Okay. I also maintain the Capgemini details. Okay. Capgemini will be client or sorry, customer or not for me? For me.
Capgemini
For
will
me,
be a
client, Capgemini is customer. For me.
Yes. Yeah.
For me, Capgemini is customer. To Capgemini, I am a vendor. Right? So this, suppose I maintain all the vendor information. That is the master data. Sorry, Capgemini maintains my information. That is the vendor data. If I maintain in my SAP system, Capgemini details customer data. That is what the master data. It's one-time activity. Will not change frequently. Customer master data. This entire SAP is in this only, the data flow and this concept only. Master data, transaction data. What could be transaction data?
Transactions like daily accounting, credit, debit.
All the transaction data.
Yeah.
All bank transaction data. What is bank transaction data? Invoice, billing, right? Stock details, right? Purchase details. All this is called transaction data. Okay. Next, customizing data is what we created just now. Company information now. Company data. Company code. Client is high level data. Very only very once in a while we'll create this data. So this data will go to some types of tables. This will go to one type of tables. This data will go to one type of tables. This is what already we have discussed earlier. Okay, na? So let me stop here. Okay. I'll give you a small task. What I created, right? The same way you can create what I showed you do also yourself as a company information you create. Also, you create a new company code. Create a new company code. And create a new plant also. Okay, I don't remember exactly transaction code. You can ask ChatGPT or you can go to it, no problem, because this is not a ABAP task. Not ABAP task. Go for, I showed already in the last session. What is the T code for creating company code? OX02. This I showed already. Create the use of OX02. You try yourself. If you create a OX02, data will go and sit into standard tables. Next is T code to create plant. Transaction code. OX10. Using the OX10. Follow the same steps what I tried to do it. Then you come to know the data flow. OX10 here. Okay, I'll put in the group this one. Can I? Rate the customizing data using the above T codes and check where the data stores in which tables. The same way what I showed just now by pressing F1, you understood. Even the last class also I showed this one.